Let's address the golden elephant in the pool. Yes, people pee in it. A lot. More than they'll ever admit. You've probably done it. Don't deny it. We saw the suspiciously still floating. And while the act itself is often dismissed with a shrug and a well, chlorine kills everything, right? The truth is that peeing in the pool is not just gross, it's a legitimate chemical hazard. One that turns your public swimming experience into a low-grade chemistry experiment you never signed up for. Urine itself is mostly water, sure, but the 5% that isn't is where the trouble begins. That sliver includes compounds like urea, ammonia, and creatinine, all of which sound like things you shouldn't be mixing with disinfectants. And when those compounds meet chlorine, they don't just vanish in a puff of sanitizing glory. They react. And the byproducts of that reaction? Well, they're less clean and safe and more eyes burning, lungs wheezing, and maybe we've invented chemical warfare in a wave pool. The most infamous of these byproducts is trichloramine, also known as nitrogen trichloride, the true source of that overpowering chlorine smell you associate with public pools. Contrary to popular belief, a well-maintained pool shouldn't smell like anything. That sharp, pungent odor is not chlorine doing its job. It's chlorine locked in chemical battle with human waste. Trichloramine is a volatile, irritant gas that floats just above the pool surface, waiting for unsuspecting noses and lungs. It's linked to red eyes, irritated throats, and respiratory problems, especially in kids, swimmers with asthma, and lifeguards who are essentially breathing the stuff 8 hours a day. But trichloramine isn't the only villain in this story. Meet its slightly more terrifying cousin, cyanogen chloride. This is a compound formed when chlorine reacts with uric acid, another component of urine. Cyanogen chloride is classified as a toxic chemical warfare agent. Yes, seriously. In large doses, it affects the lungs, heart, and central nervous system. Now, you're not going to inhale enough from a swimming pool to start glowing or pass out on the spot, but the fact that this compound is even present in trace levels in recreational water should give you pause before you decide to just let it out during a swim meet. It gets worse in indoor pools, where poor ventilation means these gases linger in the air like a sweaty ghost of bad hygiene decisions. Repeated exposure over time, especially for regular swimmers or pool staff, may contribute to chronic health issues, not because chlorine is inherently evil, but because it's being misused as a waste management system for lazy bladders. And let's just cut through the nonsense. Yes, everyone can tell when you're peeing in the pool. You stop moving. You get that look on your face. The water around you goes warm. You think you're slick, but we're all pretending not to notice out of social discomfort. Not because you fooled anyone. So, what's the solution to this invisible chemical chaos? First, don't pee in the pool. Revolutionary, we know, but it would actually make a huge difference. Second, use the bathroom before you swim, and teach kids to do the same. Pools aren't toilets, and diapers aren't hazmat suits. Third, shower before swimming. Not only does this remove sweat and body oils, but it also reduces the total amount of organics reacting with chlorine, which means fewer toxic byproducts overall. As for pool operators, improve ventilation, especially in indoor pools. Consider secondary sanitation systems like UV or ozone, which don't produce chlorinated byproducts and can help break down some of these nastier compounds. And maybe put up signs that don't just say, "Don't pee in the pool," but explain why, like, help prevent chemical byproducts that resemble tear gas. Please use the bathroom. In the end, peeing in the pool might feel like a harmless shortcut, but chemically, it's the start of a chain reaction that turns your relaxing swim into a low-level exposure event. So next time nature calls during your lap session, do the right thing. Get out, dry off a little, and take your bodily fluids where they belong. You're not just protecting yourself. You're saving everyone else from a public health cocktail they didn't consent to sip.